South Africa, like many other countries, grapples with the challenge of unemployment, especially amongst the youth. The latest statistics indicate that 45.5% of the country's youth are unemployed, in contrast to the national average of over 32% in the third quarter of 2024. The youth formation of political parties, some in the GNU, say young people need to be mobilized to advocate for changes in policies.
The status quo needs to be challenged. We need to mobilize young people to action. We need to demand a complete overhaul of the South African economy so that it is inclusive. It's not an issue now of people speaking about these things in boardrooms. It's not an issue about now people speaking about these things in conferences and they become conference resolutions, but they are not implemented. We need to ensure that we mobilize all young people in this country to action. And that action, we've started as the Youth League. We went to the JSE, mobilized more than 20,000 young people, went to the JSE, and we demanded in the JSE that those companies in the JSE must open up their value chains. They must realize that the issue of inequality in South Africa is not sustainable.
The Democratic Alliance Youth Federal leader, Dipiwe Olai, says young people should not be bystanders and be part of the decision-making process in all spheres of government.
Young people are feeling left out. And again, these reforms need to be centered around what is it that young people want. We need to be part of the decision-making process and not just passengers of this vehicle. We need to take the driver's seat. So these reforms that I'm referring to will ensure that we are positioned ourselves in such a way that we are at the forefront of receiving these beneficial investments. We need to ensure that we do not do and satisfied with EPWP's jobs where young people are there for 10 years and the only thing that they can come out is a grass-cutting skill, which is not dignified. We need to ensure we reform how that looks. We need to ensure that we include sustainable, dignified opportunities for young people.
President of the EFF, Student Command Sihle Lonzi, on the other hand, says the country needs youthful leaders to effect change in the lives of their peers.
The political parties that brought in so-called democracies in African countries are losing touch, are losing grip with the electoral population. And they are able to do that because in these other African countries, we're beginning to see much more involvement of youth in the electoral politics, not just marches, not just protesting, but they've taken a decision to say that we are going to come out in our numbers, we're going to register to vote, and given an opportunity, we're going to remove these governments that have been running failed African states, and we're going to replace them with much more youthful leaders. And that's what we've been seeing in the SADC region. So it's absolutely what we need to see in South Africa.
These young people believe the country's youth unemployment rate reflects a skills mismatch, largely owing to the poor quality of education and training that most South African children and youth receive. SABC News, Johannesburg.